Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I'm here today to kind of talk about my summer reading plans. Now normally I have this video up a lot earlier, most likely towards the end of May, beginning of June, but this year my reading plans kind of center around the different reading challenges that I can find, specifically the one that is tied to my local library. Now, because of COVID-19, because of the library being closed, our library was closed, we opened for a little bit, and then we closed again for a little bit, now we're open for a little bit, the whole thing. But because of that, it was a little delayed getting out their summer reading challenge. But it's finally done. We're actually a week or so into it. And they definitely did a different approach this year, but I'm really liking it. And I'm kind of hoping they do this in the future because I'm tracking my reading way better than I was before. And so what they're doing is they're using an app called Beanstack, and I'm sure most of you have heard of this. It's the first time I've heard of this app. It is tied to various libraries. Mine just rolled it out kind of in response to this. So you use this app and you set up a profile, you select the library, or I think it's mostly libraries, I don't think it's schools, that you're tied to, and then it will bring up whatever challenge they have going on. So it brought up the summer reading challenge for myself, and what I do is I can track the minutes that I'm reading as well as the page numbers that I'm reading of each specific book that I'm reading. So it will do almost a timer method when I am reading. The problem is I forget to turn the timer off when I'm done. So the other night I think I maybe read 20 minutes and it was on for like an hour before I fixed it, but that's my only problem with the timer. And then because it's tied to my library, it fills in, or it has different challenges for me to complete during the summer. So I am going to go over the challenges that are available for me to kind of pick and choose from, and then the books that I kind of have slated in for each of those. As well as I found another really cool fun challenge that I want to talk to you guys about as well. So let's start with my Beanstack app challenge that's tied to my library. So I have to complete 6 out of, or they give me 10 what do I want to say, prompts for me to pick from. I have to complete 6 of them in order to kind of meet rewards, and I've already earned some rewards, and some of them are I can get a free book or CD from the bookstore that they have in the library. Well, the library's closed, so I'm gonna have to hold that in my back pocket for a while, but I have to complete 6 out of 10. So I'll tell you the ones that I plan on doing, and I'll also mention the other ones they have on there too. The first kind of prompt they want you to do is read a library reads book, which the library reads list is a list of book recommendations that are taken from a number of different librarians across the country. So the one book that I owned that was on the list and that I had not read yet that is on the list, there's only one of them, and so I made my decision pretty easy. Plus I'm really excited about this book. It is One to Watch by Kate Stamen London. This was my latest book of the month pick for June. This follows our main character, B. She is a very stylish plus-size fashion blogger, has quite the life and has quite the obsession with the show The Bachelor, even though she has a really hard time with it because she does not see people that look like her portrayed on The Bachelor or Bachelorette. A show like that. It's not The Bachelorette. The show that is in the book is called The Maiden Squeeze, but think Bachelorette. Until she is asked to be the person on The Maiden Squeeze. And so she's like, yep, I'm gonna do this and kind of represent who I am and show people that you can be proud of whatever body and whatever skin you're in, but on one condition, and I refuse to fall in love. Well, I am sure that that's not gonna happen. Wishful thinking, my friend, but I can't wait to see how that takes place. So this will be for the first kind of activity, or the first prompt that I'm picking. The next prompt is a coming of age story. I struggled with coming of age story and thinking of one that I had that's been on my radar, and so I have a book that I think qualifies for this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think. And that is Shiner by Amy Jo Burns. This takes place in, is it Tennessee? Nope, West Virginia, in a very small mining town where we have Wren Bird, where she lives with her parents, her mom and her dad, whom they really never have visitors. They're kind of off the beaten path. But every Sunday, Wren's father goes to an old gas station to kind of preach to whomever shows up there and deliver, winding sermons in an abandoned gas station where he takes up serpents and praises the Lord for his blighted white eye, which is proof of his divinity and key to the hold that he has over this small community, until something happens that kind of makes Wren question everything she's believed in and questioned kind of her father a bit, her family structure, a lot of that stuff. It sounds like it's a lot packed into a short book. I'm assuming we're coming of age within this book, and from kind of what I've been researching, that may be the case. I'm hoping so. Another couple of prompts, we have a memoir. I don't have any memoirs on my radar right now. Those tend to be audiobooks for me, and right now I'm really kind of enjoying, I've got a list of audiobooks I'm trying to get through, and none of them are a memoir at the moment, so I'm gonna skip that prompt. The next book I have is a book set in the 1920s. And so we have Jeffrey Archer, Paths of Glory. I don't know if any of you guys are Jeffrey Archer fans. I haven't read his books in a while, but I really do enjoy him. He's a really great historical fiction writer. This actually takes place in the 1920s when a man named George Mallory, who really did exist, he told an American reporter that he wanted to climb Mount Everest just because it's there. So he sets out in 1924 at the age of 37, and he was last seen about 600 feet from the top and then not seen again from there. His body was found in 1999, but it remains a mystery whether he ever made it to the summit. So Jeffrey Archer takes this actual historical event and puts his spin on it and what he thinks happened during that climb. So I am definitely interested in this. I'm interested in getting back into some Jeffrey Archer. And I also realized I don't have a whole lot of books that were set in the 1920s. For a historical fiction fan that I am, I don't have a lot of books set in the 1920s. So we're gonna have to, you know, mitigate that. Next prompt is a current bestseller, beach read, Emily Henry, enough said. I feel like every video I've been doing lately, I've been talking about this book. I am reading it, it's coming up, don't you worry. It's about two people who both are authors. They are renting beach houses next to each other on a lake, I think, but they're very polar opposites, and it goes from there. It's gonna be great. The next prompt is to read a book by an author of color, and I'm currently listening to The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rachan. I love this book. This is full of really strong female characters that I wish I could be any one of them. There's three main characters, and they all kind of find out accidentally that they were dating the same sleazeball guy, and they make a very public breakup to this person, and it gets recorded and of course put on YouTube, and they start to trend. Of course, one of the worst moments of all three of their lives. But because of this, they've all become really good friends, and they all kind of make this pact that they are going to take the next 6 months and figure out their life, because none of them should have ever been in that position. They're very, again, strong, successful women. And they're like, you know, we're done. I want to get some stuff done for me. So they do this pact for this next 6 months, and it goes from there. And it's really fun. I am almost done. I think I'm about 75% through. So it's getting done this week for sure, but I love it. The next prompt is an award winner, and nothing really stood out to me. The next prompt is a short story collection, and I have 2 of them that I can pick from. So I picked up Tom Hanks' Uncommon Type. His collection of short stories was in our free little library not that long ago, and so each one of these short stories has something to do with a typewriter, so I'm excited for that. I've heard mixed things on that book though, so I'm not really super excited, but I am curious. And the other one I have is Hungry Hearts. This is a collection of short stories that all have to deal with food, which I am all over. So those are my two options. Next prompt is a graphic novel. I don't have any on my shelf, and I'm trying to just read off of my shelf right now, so I didn't pick that prompt. But I did pick the last prompt, which is a book set in the Midwest. So I have two to choose from. I have Laura Ingalls' is Ruining My Life by Shelley Togas. This follows our character, what is her name? Oh, Charlotte, who just moved with her family across the country to live in Walnut Grove, which is in Minnesota, which is the childhood home of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Mom's idea is that the spirit of Laura Ingalls will help her write a best-selling book, but Charlotte knows better. Walnut Grove is just another town where Mom can avoid responsibility, and this place is worse than everywhere else the family has lived. It's freezing in the winter, it's small with nothing to do, and the people talk about Laura Ingalls all the time. Not to mention that something is coming between Charlotte and her twin brother, Freddie, but Charlotte can't figure out what. Charlotte's convinced her family will not be able to make a life on the prairie until the spirit of Laura Ingalls starts getting to her, too. Is Walnut Grove in Minnesota, or is it in the Dakotas? Okay, I'm calling this Midwest. I could be wrong, but I have a backup in case it's not. This is Balm by Dolan, Perkins, Valdez. This takes place in Chicago, which I know is in the Midwest. So the Civil War's ended, and Madge, Sadie, and Hemp have each come to Chicago in search of a new life. Born with magical hands, Madge has the power to discern others' suffering and ease it, but she cannot heal her own damaged heart. To mend herself and continue to help those in need, she must return to Tennessee to face the woman healers, who rejected her as a child. Sadie can commune with the dead, but until she makes peace with her father, she too cannot fully engage her spirit or her gift. And then searching for his missing family, Hemp arrives in this northern city that shimmers with possibility, but redemption cannot be possible until he is reunited with those taken from him. In the bitter aftermath of a terrible bloody war, as a divided nation tries to come together once again, Madge, Sadie, and Hemp will be caught up in an unexpected battle for survival in a community desperate to lay the pain of the past to rest. And I think this cover is gorgeous. And obviously it was a bargain bin purchase at Barnes & Noble. Can we get this off? Oh, no, it's gonna peel. I will work on that later. So those are my summer reading plans, which I tend to put books like these, I take them and put them on a separate shelf down there just so that I kind of know what's up next. But it's a loose TBR. I don't know. We'll see if I get through all of them. I'm hoping I do. And then I also work with Libro FM, which is an amazing audiobook app. I personally love it because it is a monthly subscription that you pay for, similar to Audible, but the proceeds or the profits go to an independent bookstore of your choice instead of a big company. So I love that. They have everything out there that you could even think of. I think it's $14.99 a month, gives you a credit to download one free audiobook. And then if you want to buy more, you can. And I feel like their prices are very reasonable with other audiobooks that are out there. So they also have a summer reading challenge that runs from June 1st to September 2nd, which happens to be like the best day of the year because it's somebody's birthday that day. Anyways, it is basically a bingo board. So they ask for you to complete five prompts that correspond with the boxes in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal line. Once you have a bingo, you can submit that bingo card to their website, and there are prizes that are available. I love this bingo board because it's not all book prompts. A lot of them are audiobooks, but some of them are activities like listened outside, or something that made you laugh, or you invited a friend to become a Libro FM member, which I'm hoping somebody will help me check that box off, hint hint. Let's see, shared your current listen to an Instagram story, thanked a bookseller. So there's or followed your top 3 favorite bookstores on Instagram. So it's really helping you, or helping, or not helping. It's engaging you in the book community, not just giving you prompts to read. And it also has a double space for a long audiobook. So that's the Libro FM Summer Listening Challenge, which again, I'm working on as well. I'm hoping some of these will be able to double dip, I guess. I think, I don't know, and maybe it doesn't, I mean, there's no instructions, so new release, I don't necessarily have to listen to the new release. I mean, I could have that be Beach Read, and I just can have Beach Read be a prompt for like everything lately, right? I know. I'm reading it. It's coming next, just so you know. But I thought this would be fun. I'll leave a link to this one below, and I highly encourage you to check out your local library and see if they have any sort of summer reading challenge. I know a lot of people hear about them. A lot of places do them for kids, but I guarantee there's ones out there for adults as well. My kids are doing the one through the library. They are part of my profile on the Beanstack app, so I can easily add books as we read them together as well. So just kind of keep reading through the summer. I mean, I love to read anytime, but you know, a reading challenge just gives me more incentive, right? So anyways, let's comment below. Let's talk about any other challenges you know that are out there, or do you partake in any summer reading challenges? Otherwise, like and subscribe. And again, if you're interested in the Libro FM stuff, I'll leave links below to my referral code as well as the summer listening challenge if you want to check it out. Highly encourage you to do that. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye.